Ooh la la, da, mada damba damba. That was the weirdest intro I've ever done, but you know what? Run with it. So, I've got Overwatch 2 in the background. Now, there is a reason for that. I fucking despise the game. And what it stands for essentially, it's utter garbage. I wanted to, well, because I hate myself so much, I wanted to play a few matches and be able to kind of think through some points I want to make about reviewing games. Now, it's a difficult topic to talk about. There's a lot of opinions on how the right way to review games are, and just wanted to give my thoughts on it because I'm going through my first journey with you guys on YouTube and being a gaming reviewer and trying to nestle my way into the market essentially. I actually can't be fucked to play against 10-year-olds. No, I have to. No, that's fine. I'm gonna have to play with some 10-year-olds. I mean, play with some. No, that's even worse. Look, I'm just gonna play Overwatch, alright? Just, just watch the gameplay. If some introductions are in order, hey, I'm Shadow, and welcome to Shadow Gaming. Now, we all know the controversy with Blizzard and Overwatch. It kind of stemmed a little bit of a thought process for me, considering what the game stands for in my eyes now, and how that's kind of reveled into other gaming streams and kind of what I think the state of game reviewing is. And this also was sparked by a discussion that I was reading that a YouTube reviewer that reviews games and his kind of opinion on the subject and how he felt about it. And to be honest, I felt like I wanted to give my input in this, so please bear with me. And when I mean bear with me, I don't mean go and get a bear for yourself. I mean actually just bear through the video. I mean, you shouldn't just be bearing through the video, you should be enjoying the video, so, go and do that. I mean, let's take Overwatch. I loved Overwatch 1, fantastic game, had many hours of gameplay through it, really enjoyed my time. That was all fine and dandy until they decided they wanted to make a second one. And do you know what? At the beginning, I was probably like everyone else thinking, you know what, that's great. Love a new Overwatch game. Probably going to get some new characters, some new maps, shit like that. And then obviously they promoted their PvE campaign, from which I was super excited for, something that they've never done before. And with the quality of content that was in Overwatch 1, I was more excited than my nan at the birthday party. No idea why I keep picking on my nan, but eh, you might as well pick on someone. The issue came when we were promised something and not only them not delivering what they promised to us, but also the fact that we had to rebuy the game. That was number one. Didn't have the PvE mode. In fact, they scrapped that a whole year earlier before the actual release of Overwatch 2, which is an absolute fucking joke. More jokey than Jokey McJokinson. God, that was fucking corny. Need to get a life. But then also just the lies and deceit that we had to deal with. I mean, they essentially went back on a lot of features. I mean, I used to much prefer the 6v6, and obviously now you've got everything. There's only so many positions and classes that you can play, so you can only play. I think there's like 2 damage, one tank, and one support, or a variety of that. And I felt like it's killed a lot of creativity in the industry for their game, because there used to be a real creation of compositions that people could play through matches, and it'd be quite interesting to see what kind of people come up with and what works. You didn't necessarily need a support for things to work, and it felt like people were trying to experiment and push the boundaries in games, and now it's just so kind of stale. And the 5v5, I mean, it works, of course it does, but we're talking about the second game in the franchise, and they've literally just gone back downhill rather than up. And if you're running downhill, it's just a shit show. Nope, that's running uphill. The metaphor stands. Just just believe in what I'm saying. It wasn't only that; it's the fact that the graphics and the graphical issues that they've got. They had many bugs. I mean, they've massively degraded in performance. I know a lot of people, like Overwatch 1 used to literally just run like you're getting a blowjob off your nan or someone. And honestly, it was just so nice to play that. Now, with all the negativity and the basic depression everyone got over how bad Overwatch 2 was, obviously we saw Steam reviews plummet, and you know what? It's absolutely justified. What they did to us was wrong, and they deserve to be punished for essentially trying to pull the wool over our eyes, which is something that you can't do when you're in a consumer-based market. Now, as much as I believe review bombing is a kind of good way to push frustrations out to these developers, I feel like there's a lot of kind of people just jumping on the bandwagon, and because like someone hates the game, everyone has to hate the game. And I feel like we see that a lot with not necessarily Overwatch 2, but maybe Veilguard is a great example. I mean, I've only just started my YouTube journey. Obviously, I didn't get a review copy. I bought the game myself out of my own pocket. But it's just the fact that, there was a couple of YouTubers that when I first approached the game, there was a couple of YouTubers like, yeah, this game's, I quite like this, good solid game, enjoyed the story, enjoyed the graphics. And then there's other people who just absolutely shitting on it. And that's fine. It's obviously a matter of subjective opinion. And, that's what reviewing games is all about. But I felt like there was a lot of controversial talking over the fact that there was political messages in the game, and that swayed, I think, a lot of people's views in maybe a negative direction. When I feel like as game reviewers, especially me now going on this journey, we've got to kind of push all of that out the window and solely focus on the game. And if we can focus on the game and take out all the other stuff surrounding it, you can then judge much better and a lot clearer if the game is good or not. In my mind, people put trust in YouTubers when considering buying a game. I have watched probably a well-known YouTuber in the gaming world, and he's always so honest with his opinions. And is his honesty is in fact got him banned from Bethesda sending him review copy keys, which is absolutely hilarious. But it shows that it's very unbiased, and if he sees and plays a shit game, he's going to tell you that regardless of whether developers want you to know otherwise. I mean, there's also that little bit of controversy with Veilguard for the fact that they were kind of sending out keys to certain people, so positivity, fleshing out their promotions for the game upon release would be a lot more positive than maybe it would have been if everyone was allowed access. And that's it's kind of going against everything that we should stand for as reviewers. We can't be forced by developers and journalists to say something untruthful about a game, because when I come from a background, or if anyone else comes from a background where when we buy games, it's not just, oh well, I can buy this game and this game and this game. It's like, well, I need to save up for this game, so I want to know if it's good before I buy it. I want to know if I get that value out of the game. And it's just something that's really kind of bugged me over the last couple of months, especially with Veilguard and just kind of controversy with unbiased reviewing. And I do totally get it. People are out there to make money, especially in content creation, but we should never sacrifice our values for just the chance of being paid, essentially. I specifically am very focused on giving real content with real opinions, and if I think a game is shit, regardless of who it's made by, I'm going to tell you. But then I'm also going to tell you if I really enjoyed something and other people didn't. I mean, my job is to review games and really look at the content in front of me and kind of push out the way the other stuff involved, like the journalism, promotions, and stuff like that, because that shit doesn't matter. It's the game quality that we're looking at. I mean, lots of people add in the kind of controversy, and to be honest, if someone gives out a shit game and they've kind of been on a trail of just throwing shit games out, well, it's gonna come to link the fact that shit game after shit game. No wonder this one's shit. So you can look at trends and involve them, but I think it's important that people just stick to the facts and review the game in a fresh light, regardless of any outside effects. I mean, I tickled my bum over Veilguard a couple of times. Haven't actually completed it, and that's not necessarily because the game was bad. I just didn't have huge amounts of time to play it, and what I did play, especially the combat, I really enjoyed. But I can imagine if I did a full depth review about that game, there'd be a lot of negative points. I think just because of the way that the narrative is, and take away that it's made by Bioware, but I kind of expected a little bit more considering what Inquisition was. But you know what? That's enough of me rambling because no one likes a rambler unless you do like a rambler, and that's fucking weird. So stop rambling. In all honesty, thank you so much for the support everyone's given me, and thank you for watching the videos and subscribing. I'm so focused on getting us to a good position in content creation, and really pushing the limits of gaming reviews and things like that. I have requested some games, some review copies for some games, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing some of those soon, that I can do some more reviews and kind of give you some more funny moments and things like that. I mean, I personally just like to give myself on camera. I'm not pretending to be someone else. I am who I am. And yeah, that's a bit fucking weird, and it definitely shows in some of my content. But do you know what? That's who I am. And, we've got to be truthful to ourselves, especially when we're in content creation, things like that. Oh my god, I literally said stop rambling, then rambled on for another 400 years. So I'm going to cut it here. Don't forget to subscribe, tickle, tickle, tickle that little like button, and do not forget to give me a comment. I love reading comments so much, so please comment on the video what you think the gaming industry is, and kind of how you are interpreting all this news that's come out recently. Just let me know in the comments, and if there's any particular games that you would like me to review in the future, and if you have any feedback for my video quality, because at the end of the day, I literally have zero editing experience, so I'm trying to build a specific direction and just try and be good at editing, so I'm actually good at something. Anyway, Shadow out.